How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Couch Coach Sports. I'm your boy Bjorn, and as always, joining us is Dean. Dean, how's it going, my brother?
Always good, my G. Always good in yourself, bro.
Always good, always good. Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our last video, our little South African rugby recap. For all of you guys that want to go and enjoy and watch that video, please go give it a watch. Please give it a follow, a like, and please subscribe to this channel. Like we said earlier, the more guys subscribe, the better opportunity we're gonna have to make more videos for you guys. Unfortunately, we've been away for a while and we've missed you guys, but now we're back. We're gonna try and make as many videos as possible. Hopefully stick to about 3 to 4 a week, but like I say, sometimes life just catches up to you and you can't always get to get to these videos, eh, Dean?
Yeah, but it's one of those things. But it is what it is, bro. We will get there eventually with your guys' help.
It, yeah, it is. It is what it is. But guys, anyway, so we've done our little rugby one. For now, we're gonna stick back to the football. Premier League kicking off this weekend. We've had quite a few shocking results. I mean, Man United winning again, so that's quite shocking.
Fuck off, bro.
But but anyway, guys, Dean's a United fan. For all
Yeah,
you guys that were wondering. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of a Premier League recap. We're going to just go through a little bit of the results, see how we're standing at the moment after week one. Obviously, we saw a lot of the big teams winning, so there's not a lot of shock results coming through from week one. Maybe only Spurs, Leicester. See where we are after week one, see what we're heading into for week two, and just give you guys a little bit of our thoughts on the Premier League starting again. Dean, as a Man United fan, I think you should kick us off with Man United Fulham, day one, the Friday night, late night kickoff.
Yeah, bro. Like I told you, bro. As long as the bullshit is finished, bro. You know what I mean? It seems like that. Like, okay, we played well, bro. We didn't have an amazing game, but we played well. We had them under pressure. Okay, we had a few lapses where we probably could have conceded, but it's kind of, you have to. I'd rather us be playing this high risk and winning and getting the points rather than being conservative and maybe drawing the game or even losing. You know what I mean? Rather just go for it. And for that man on debut, Josh Xerxes to score, there's a lack of one, bro. It could have been 2-0 easily if Garnacho just finished that one. I think we could have actually got like another 2 goals as well, bro. 3-0 would have looked nice, but it is what it is, bro. Start off the campaign well and got some good signings, and you can't not be happy at the moment, bro. Or at least content, you know.
Yeah, talking about new signings, I mean, you mentioned Joshua Xerxes, and obviously Xerxes scoring that goal is very important for you guys, getting you guys off to the perfect start, I would say, for the Premier League. But one guy that really impressed me is also a new one, Mazraoui. I thought Mazraoui was excellent there, right back. I really thought he added some much needed energy to your back line. I think compared to Wan-Bissaka, he's also a lot more of an attacking threat. I thought he did very well on the when Fulham tried to break on the counter. Kept Iwobi very quiet throughout the game. So I thought Mazraoui definitely for me was the United's best player on the day, and that's a testament. I think, even though saying this as an Arsenal fan, I do think it's a testament of where United going. I think now that Ineos have come in, I think you guys are making a lot clever signings. Don't think you guys are just signing big names for the sake of signing a name. I think you guys are sticking to principles now. One concern, obviously, that I do have to talk about signs, I do believe it seems like Ten Hag always either signs a Dutch player or a player he's worked with, which, I mean, it could be a little bit worrying from a United perspective, as why is he not like broadening his horizons, trying to find players that might fit his system better than just necessarily players that he knows would 100% come to you guys. I mean, you guys are arguably still the biggest club in the world, so I do think we probably need to move on a little bit from just signing players that he's comfortable with and actually broadening his horizons. But yeah, great start for you guys. The left also having a little bit of a cameo in the game. He's going to make a big difference to your side.
On that, I think it's just a job security. But I think Ten Hag, at the back of his mind, he knows, like, if he doesn't bring the results, he's gone, bro. So I think in his instincts, he has to go with guys that he trusts, you know, to get this job done. So like, it is a bit worrying. Like, we AX 2.0, and especially now you look at like this Ugarte signing. It's got like this just written all over it, like Ten Hag just maybe worried about this. Why they're not getting this deal done? Why they're talking about loans and that type of thing? You know what I mean? It just smells like Ten Hag is just thinking maybe this guy's not gonna fit in my system. Whereas if, let's say, had it been De Jong in this position, he would have been signed 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you, but I do think it's a lot more of a positive start for United. I do think
No,
this
for
is a
sure, bro,
season
for
that you
sure.
guys could
Like
finally
content,
actually
brother.
be
Content.
excited to look forward to. Yeah,
Finally win the
I think
Premier
it's a lot
League.
better.
I
I think you
agree,
guys are
brother.
placed
I
in a lot better
agree.
position. They're definitely not going to win the Premier League. I mean, Arsenal dominated Wolves and Man City dominated Chelsea. So good luck trying to catch them. But yeah, I think it's a good start for United. I think it's something that you guys could be looking forward to for the rest of the season. There was, like you
For
mentioned,
sure.
some slips during the game, but I do think if it wasn't for Bernd Leno, they're making some monstrous saves throughout the match, and also Bruno Fernandes missing like 2 or 3 easy chances that he probably should have put away. That might just be due to like not being match fit yet. That first week syndrome where
Yeah, no.
players just aren't 100% clicking yet. But I think it's a positive start for United. I think it's one that you guys could definitely be looking forward to. Moving on to the Saturday. Ipswich Liverpool. We saw Liverpool getting a comfortable 2-0 win over Ipswich, the new boys, and Arnie Slot's new first game of the season. What were your thoughts?
Bro, it's not too much to read into there. I think Ipswich is a bit of a big step for them, especially a
Hmm.
well-oiled Liverpool side. They got the job done. Nothing special, nothing too shit. They'll be there at the end, I think. But I think this is probably
Yeah,
their one of their last season, bro. The fact that they've signed no one, it means a lot, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we'll
No, I
see what
agree with
happens,
you. And
bro.
if you look at a lot of their players also running down their contracts, like
Yeah,
Salah's getting
bro.
to that age now where he's probably looking at his big moves to Saudi, but Van Dijk the same situation, and also then Trent's like I know Trent's got his eye on Real Madrid. So I think it is
Yeah.
going to be a big change for Liverpool, but like you say, it was a comfortable win in the end for them. I thought Ipswich started
Yeah.
off well, but for a team, Kieran McKenna's team that have done the double promotion from League One to Championship to Premier League, I thought this season might just be a bit of a too big of a step for them to feature. They
Mm.
did well, but like I said, I do believe still that they're going to be the team that are going to be going down. So not much in that game. I think good start for Liverpool. There were some flaws in their game. I think they're not up to the scratch to the level yet of Arsenal or City. So, but they're probably going to be challenging with you guys for that top 4 spot. So for Liverpool fans, I think another one. Just yeah, good start. Nothing to write home about, but good start. Now let's
Yeah.
move on to the champions of this year, Arsenal versus Wolves.
Fuck off,
I think
bro.
as the Arsenal fan, I'll kick us off on this one. I mean, Bukayo Saka, just marvelous player. You can't even deny it. I think he's probably going to be the player of the year this year.
Oh, bro, yeah, he had a good game, bro. Don't talk about player of the year. Come on, man. Relax about that. He had a good game.
Bro, did you see his goal? His assist? He's already been up there as like one of the best players of the last couple of years. He's getting into that
Okay,
age. Let me
fair,
guess, you
fair.
probably think Xerxes is going to be player of the year because he scored that goal.
No, bro, Saka's in my fantasy team, bro. I back him. I back him. But yeah, it's
So you
just
back him.
I
If
wish
it's
he
not
was.
going
I
to be
wish he was
Saka, it's
playing
going to be
for
Havertz, bro.
someone
So
else,
it's going
bro.
to. Yeah, no, I still think Arsenal. Once again, I think we're going to be challenging for the title. We looked very well. We look like a well-oiled machine
Yeah.
at the moment. Probably do need 1 or 2 more signings. I know Mikel Merino is on his way to the club, which will add some much-needed steel and depth into the Arsenal setup. But we probably do need another attacker. I know Gabriel Jesus he seems to be like he's fit and firing again at his high levels after his injury last year. I know he was struggling with his knee. Havertz is really a good player. I think he's possibly the most underrated player in the league. I think he gets a lot of hate, but he's actually a solid player. The way he links up play, his ball retention, also his ability to pass, play in players. So I think. Yeah, I think for Arsenal, I think it's going to be pretty much the same of what we've been seeing the last couple of seasons. I do think, like I mentioned, I do think we need 2 or 3 more signings. Well, not 3, maybe 2 more signings after Marino, and we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, it's going to be difficult to catch City, but if City drop just a little bit and Arsenal continue at the levels they're performing at for the last couple of seasons, we're definitely going to take the title this year. I see most of even the United legends, Rio, Paul Scholes, and Gary Neville have all put Arsenal as the champions, and I think for the Premier League it'll be good for someone else except for City to actually lift the title this year.
Yeah, bro. If you guys, if we don't win, then yeah, okay, then you guys may as well win it, you know. Nah, you guys do look
Yeah,
good, bro.
thank you. At least
I'll give that to
finally,
you. You guys do look good.
finally,
I
finally,
just,
give us a little bit of
if
credit.
I hope the BMT comes through again and you guys don't win it. I'd rather City just win it and then after 5 years when all the charges come through, then they can give it to you guys. You know what I mean? So that's shit.
They could give it to us as like
Next game, brother.
a consolation prize rather than the actual win. Let's
Yeah,
go on.
bro, you
Nottingham
guys can have
versus Bournemouth.
boring, bro.
Nottingham
Just go past
Bournemouth,
it.
bro.
I don't
That
even
was
worry with him, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say such a boring game. I mean, who cares about Nottingham and Bournemouth? Those are two teams that are probably going to struggle to. They're going to be relegation
Yeah,
fighters this year. I mean, Bournemouth losing Solankis, they're going to be relegation fighters. So Nottingham, though, talking about Nottingham, they might be getting Eddie Nketiah, so that might help them a little bit. Yeah, let's move on. I mean, there was a 1-1 draw, not nothing special there.
yeah.
Newcastle, Southampton. I don't know if you saw the red card in that game.
What is that, bro?
The
That is
Fabian Shaw red
ridiculous,
card.
bro. What is that, bro? That is crazy.
I know.
Surely, like,
That was
after
crazy.
the
I mean,
game,
at the
there
most,
must
he
be
could
some
have
kind
given a
of,
yellow, but that wasn't even a head bite or anything like that.
yeah. Dude, but surely there
Hey?
must be like some kind of review after the game to like say like, listen, this is nonsense. Like this guy can't like get a red card for this. You know, there's none of that, huh?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like it was a ridiculous red card, but it seemed to galvanize the Newcastle players and
Yeah,
actually
it
get
was
them starting to
afterwards
fire.
was
So
actually-
I mean, I think it
So
might have
left the
actually
game after that, bro.
that's what. Yeah, that's what actually might have gotten them the win. Jolinton obviously scoring just before the break, so I think that was the moment that actually changed it. They got fired, put the fire in their bellies, and actually got them to perform a little bit better. But yeah, so Newcastle also starting off very well. Brighton, Everton. Brighton a bit of a surprise package. I know they got the new 31-year-old coach or whatnot. He was from Bundesliga 2, I believe. Everyone's raving about his style of play, but I don't think anyone expected this 3-0 victory over Everton. I mean, Brighton are looking very, very good once again, especially with the Zerbi leaving.
But when I saw Everton, I thought like they're gonna do something this season because obviously like last season for them to stay up in the situation they had with Sean Dyche, like what he brings to them, I thought like they definitely got something here. And for Brighton to do that to them in that the manner they did, bro, it shows a lot about what Brighton could be this season. And that's worrying. What's worrying for is like for my team in let's say like our general range of where we're going to be standing in the on the log. Like if honestly, Brighton, you don't want another competitor like Brighton popping in and around there, you know?
Yeah. No, you don't. You don't want another team that can come in and actually do some damage towards your aspirations. Because
Yeah,
you mentioned that you guys finished 8th, was it 7th
Yeah.
or 8th last season, and now,
Exactly.
I mean, Brighton, if they're the way they're performing now, they could possibly give you guys some trouble in those top 4, top 6 positions. I mean, that you guys will probably be fighting for this year. Let's move on to the
Exactly.
last game of Saturday, which was West Ham Everton. West Ham a bit disappointing for me. I mean, they didn't really play any of their new
bro.
signings. I know they signed Todibo, a guy that you guys were very interested in signing, the centre back from France. But Fulkrug, none of these guys started. And West Ham under Lopetegui, I think it was a bit disappointing. Obviously, Aston Villa are a very good side, but Aston Villa seemed like they could possibly have scored 4 or 5 on the day.
Yeah, well, it's a bit concerning for West Ham for Lopetegui because coming in now where Moyes won them the trophy for the first time in such a long time, bro, they're gonna be expecting a lot from him, bro. And on day one to start like that, bro, you could honestly say like if it goes on like this, he could be out of a job very soon, bro. If they set their standards to what I expect.
No, I agree with
that
you.
they should
Between him
be.
and Maresca, it's possibly going to be the first ones out.
Yeah, bro. So they were disappointing, bro. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
yeah,
But
okay.
for Villa on Villa's side, I think it's just a good start for them again under Emery. I think they're probably going to be up there flying again. It's like top 4,
Yeah,
top 6 challenges. I think they could have a bit of a more quiet season in the Premier League just because they got the Champions League fixtures coming up. The team that hasn't really been in the Champions League for a long time, so they're going to have to deal with that traveling, obviously. But they were in the I believe it was conference. I'm not sure if it was conference or Europa last year,
Yeah.
but they were in one of the other European competitions. So it's not like they're not used to European competition. But I
Yeah,
think
bro.
Villa, once again, I think the top 6, 7, 8 teams that we used to now are going to be the top 6, 7, 8 teams again. We might have I thought West Ham would do better. I thought for me they were
Yeah.
going to be a team that pushing for 6th, 5th place just because of the signings they made. But yeah, Villa just good performance. Like I said, they could easily have scored 4 or 5. Now let's move on to Sunday. Brentford Palace, Crystal Palace. I mean, the way they ended last season, a lot of people had them as a top 10 finisher. Losing
Yeah.
to a Brentford side without Ivan Toney, not a good start for Oliver Glasner this year.
Yeah, but definitely not. Like, I think they guys are gonna be. It's pretty wouldn't say a 50-50 game, but Crystal Palace can definitely be disappointed in that loss. It seems to me they kind of haven't really progressed. What you're talking about, like, yeah, like people see them as a top 10 team, but they haven't really progressed from off-season into the season, bro. So probably a deserved loss, and probably they're going to see, I think they're going to see a lot of results like this throughout the season. And I also think on Brentford's side, okay, Tony now out, probably going to be leaving. But I think they you can expect a lot of results like this from them winning against the let's say the lesser teams, and probably knocking around the top 8. So yeah, it was an okay game again, like it's like the other draw.
Yeah, I mean, Brentford Crystal Palace is not really the most exciting match, but you mentioned Thomas Frank. I think is a very good coach. He was linked with the United job, so I think Brentford will be fine. A lot of people actually had them as relegation choices just because of Ivan Toney now possibly moving to Saudi. But yeah, I think Brentford's still a good side. They've made a couple of good signings. Igor Tiallo, the Brazilian they signed, the striker to replace Toney, actually out until December. But I do think they'll still have a good season. And Crystal Palace, unfortunately, they've lost Elise. They're about to lose Mark Gay to Newcastle. Joachim Anderson, the other centre-back, also on his way to Fulham. So I think it's a bit scary for Crystal Palace fans at the moment, the situation that their team is in. I know they're looking at Lacroix from Wolfsburg, so the centre-back to possibly come in for them. But yeah, I think for Palace fans, they could possibly. I still think they've got a good enough side. They got Eze, so possibly they're still going to survive. But I do think it's a scary time for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Eze look good, but you can see there's a lot of pressure. Not pressure, but a lot of the play goes through him, bro. And if he's not really firing, they're pretty stuffed, bro. I think he had like 4 or 5 shots that just were nowhere, bro. But he's there to take the shots, but I wouldn't say his quality of finishing was the greatest, bro. Maybe he cracks on and they can do something for them because they do play a lot through him. But bro, the way they're going, you might end up seeing him leaving, and then what happens, bro? So yeah, they're okay.
I think there's that situation. I think you nailed it on the head there. With Eze possibly leaving. I think his head might be a little bit turned, especially with Elise leaving. Seeing players like that go, and then if there's a little bit of interest from the likes of City, Tottenham, whoever it might be, I think your head might be turned. Talking of City beating Chelsea, I mean, where's Mark Cucurella now? Mark Cucurella, what was that song? Haaland, Tremble, Cucurella is gonna mess you up, or I don't know, something down those lines. Next moment, Cucurella's on the floor after Haaland bashes through for the first goal.
Dude, it makes me so happy because I don't like him, bro. Cucurella, he's so cringe, bro. Like,
I also don't like him.
Who does that? Bro?
I also don't like him. He's like a rat face man. I don't like him at all.
Bruh, Haaland, why? This is like, okay, if you won the league or something like
out of all the players you target, why would you target someone like Haaland?
No, dude, and Haaland, like, dude, no, I'm glad they won, like, sorted him out. Just like they won fucking first half. Shut the fuck up. Let's move on now. So bro, but Chelsea, bro. Again, the season of woes, bro. They just didn't look good, bro. You look at like they've got such a big squad, but bro, okay, United's different. But how many players who started for Chelsea would start for Arsenal? 1?
Yeah, there would be hardly any. I completely agree with you. And they keep on signing players that seem to be players that fit the same profile. I know they just signed João Felix today. João Felix, obviously a similar player to Cole Palmer. Pedro Neto's in the side. They signed Mudryk for almost 100 mil. He can't even crack the side. I read today that Raheem Sterling's not going to get any minutes, so he's about to leave Chelsea. Not sure where he's going to go. But yeah, I think Chelsea are just in a complete mess at the moment. The amount of players they signed, the size of their team, just the way everything's run at the club. I think Todd Bowley has made a huge mess for himself. I think he believes this is the football. It means NFL rather than Premiership football. And Chelsea, I think if they finish top 10, and it's not just going off this one game. I think there's a lot of problems at Chelsea, and I think if they finish top 10, it would be almost a miracle for them at this moment. I really, really do.
Yeah, I think like later on, I think the quality of the players probably get them into the top 10 and probably get them knocking on the door.
But who starts? Who starts? You mentioned the quality of the
Yeah.
players, but who starts? Who starts in that team? Where does Pedro Neto fit in? I mean, they've got like 10 midfielders. Dewsbury Hall just went for 30 mil. He's not going to start over 200 million players. And then Lavia was the only player that looked decent for Chelsea. But honestly, they're a team that's in a complete disarray at the moment. Honestly, they still don't have a striker. I mean,
For
Nicholas
sure.
Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, I said it last year and I'll say it again. He wouldn't be able to finish in a room with Kim Kardashian. He's a horrible, horrible striker.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Nah, okay, yeah, fair enough, bro. Unlucky Chelsea fans, it's gonna be a long year for you guys. Man City, brother, yeah, same old, looking good. Always gonna be
They're
there.
going to be challenging again. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
bro,
going to be
it's
challenging again. And
difficult.
now they signed Gundogan.
The design, yeah.
Yeah, he signed today. Fabrizio confirmed that he's on his way back. He flew, I think he's flying now. He might even be back in Manchester already tonight. He's definitely signed. He's signing a 1-year deal with them, so he's back.
Yeah, fuck, that's a pretty good signing. Kovic is just a
Yeah,
fucking banger the weekend, so
yeah,
got a good hand. Go
against
do
his old
something.
club as well.
Yeah, bro, a banger. Nah, but City, yeah, it is what it is, bro. When the charges come through,
Yeah, I mean they're gonna.
we'll go over smiling. It's okay. Do
That's
what
the
you
only
wanna
hope
do
we
now,
have.
bro.
That's the only hope. That's the only hope we have at the moment is if
Yeah,
those charges come up. Because, I mean,
yeah,
City are just going to be City. They're going to be there again, and they sold Alvarez for almost 100 mil. So you can expect them to possibly sign another 100 million player, possibly another big striker coming in. Pep also, there's a possibility of Pep leaving next year, which I think will help the league a lot. Because I mean, he's
yeah,
the best coach in the world. He's the best, arguably with him between him and Sir Alex, the best managers of all time. So I think if he leaves, it'll
yeah,
also be a big plus for the rest of the league. I think Arteta, especially with Arsenal, if he goes, Arteta will possibly be the best manager in the league, and we can take over the mantle from City. But yeah, same old City. You mentioned it, same old City. I think we're going to see them competing on all fronts again for all the major trophies, and nothing really different there. Last
yeah,
match of the week, Leicester Tottenham, probably the shock of the week. We saw
yeah.
a second half Jamie Vardy header get the draw. And I don't know if you saw the shithousery from Jamie Vardy where he pointed to
Bro,
the
beautiful.
Premier League badge and then pointed to the Spurs
Yeah,
fans and he did the 1-0, like saying, like insinuating that
yeah,
Leicester have won a Premier League and Spurs have never. I mean, that you
yeah,
just
bro.
love to see that, especially from a new side coming back into the team.
And especially the player, bro. You know, just like just to rub salt into the wound, bro. That's exactly the guy you want to do it, bro. Jamie Vardy. He gives no shits, bro. I love that guy.
Mm. No,
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 bro,
I agree with
but
you. Okay, but
Leicester,
I mean, there was nothing really from that match. I mean,
yeah,
I
no,
agree with you. I
Tot
still think, as an Arsenal fan, Spurs are a bit of a nothing side in my eyes. I mean,
sure,
they'll
bro.
just be
And
Spursy forever.
shame, bro.
Everyone talks a big game about them. I just don't see anything from them.
No, bro, that's so lanky, disappointing. Bro, I don't know. They just like I said, they just like you just said, they're just there, bro. They're good, but they're not fantastic. They're not shit, bro. They're okay.
Yeah, it's Spurs, bro. I mean, they care more about teams beating Arsenal than actually doing something for their own club. And I think Ange is a little bit of an overrated manager. I think he's only got one plan, and it's attack,
Yeah.
attack, attack. I don't think he's really got any other system spot besides that. And I think the signings they made this year, Solanke is going to be a good signing. I do think he's going to be a good signing, but the signings they've made aren't really going to make an impact. I mean, Archie Gray signed for 40 mil. He's still like 18, 19. He didn't get game. He came on the second half, I believe, or he might have even started. I'm not even sure. I didn't really pay too much attention, but they didn't really make any big name signings besides Solanke. And they seem to spend a lot of money on players that just aren't at that level. I mean, Brennan Johnson, I think, went for like 50 mil. Richarlison went for 50 mil. So the signings they've made under Ange, they spend a lot of money and they just don't seem to progress ever as a team. I mean, they still have Timo Werner, the guy that also can't ever finish. So, yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. I don't see anything for Spurs. A lot of people had them as a top 4 contender. They'll possibly be sniffing around that level again, but I see them finishing around 7th. Honestly, they're definitely going to finish below United this year, Liverpool, Arsenal, and City. So, and then you got Newcastle and Villa as well competing for those spots, who I think look better than Spurs. So, first week though, I mean, after the first week, you can't really decide what's going to happen or who's going to win, who's going to do what. But I think the first week back, Spurs they're not up to the standard. Talking of the first week back before we end the episode, top 3 sides for you of the weekend. Who were the top 3 standout teams for you? Who do you think is going to make an impression this year on the league?
But easy ones. City, Arsenal, Liverpool probably looked the most secure, most where they should be. Brighton, bit of up there. And I have to say United look good, but still not enough. So top 3, I would set just easy ones, bro. City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Yeah. And yourself?
I'm gonna give you. I think you're gonna be quite happy. I think you guys look. I honestly think you guys look better than Liverpool this weekend. I think Fulham are much more difficult opposition to go against. And if Bruno finished those opportunities in the first half, I do believe it would have been a much bigger score for you guys. So for me, it's definitely Arsenal, City. I mean, they're going to be challenging. But I've got hopes for United this year. I think you guys have made some impressive signings.
Yeah, bro.
I still think you guys are a bit weak in midfield, and I do think there's possibly you guys do need a left back. Dalot's not a bad player, but he's definitely not a quality left back. That's not his preferred position. So I think if you guys can bring in a left back and maybe another midfielder, you mentioned Ugarte, if he can come in, I think you guys will have a very, very good season. I see you guys possibly finishing 3rd with Liverpool an outside bet for 4th. I mean, Slot's first year, so I'm not too sure what's going to happen with him. Newcastle, Villa, like I mentioned, also look quite strong. And Brighton, I think Brighton definitely, arguably you could say, is not the shock of the weekend, but definitely maybe the standout team with the way they played. But anyway, guys, thank you so much as always for joining us. This has been about a 25-minute video, so we appreciate you guys sticking around for this whole time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week for the recap of week 2. Possibly at the end of the week, if we have some time, we're going to give you guys a little preview of round 2. Next week, we'll also come out with a bit of a team of the week. Just see who's shown a little bit for us that they can perform well and whatnot. This week, first week back, you know, there might be a few players that did well, but we first want to just give them a little bit of time to see how they do. But anyway, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, leave your comments down below. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.